Welcome, ASO parents, to Open House. I am going to introduce myself as your child's grade 8 science teacher and also speak a little bit about the science course that they'll be taking this school year. My name is Zaki. I am a proud ASA educator for over 10 years. I have 6 years in the classroom as a middle school math and science teacher. I am also a former learning support teacher. I am a certified mathematics teacher, and I'm also an ASA parent. For the grade 8 science curriculum, we follow the NGSS core standards. And as in middle school, we offer an integrated science program, which means that students have access to all three fields of science, which are chemistry, biology or life science, and physics. We also add an engineering component in the beginning of every year because that is a big part of NGSS in understanding how engineering works, what engineers do, and the design engineering process. As you see, the reason why it is a integrated program in middle school is because these years are basically helping students to build the foundation they need to be successful in their high school careers. Whether they take biology or physics or chemistry, at least they will have the foundational skills they need. The benefits to having a teacher that offers both math and science in 8th grade is that whether it's science or math class, we focus on the practices, whether it's math or science. And there's so many overlaps between the two. And it offers great opportunity for cross-curricular activities where students see the connection between what they do in math and what they do in science. And it's a great way for students to start making sense of how learning in one classroom can benefit or even be useful in a different subject. At ASA, our mission is to provide an international curriculum in a safe, multicultural environment that inspires globally minded, critical thinkers to take responsibility for their society. Now, what are the skills that we want our students to leave 8th grade with, especially being in a science class? We want students to be critical thinkers. We want them to be inquirers. We want them to take responsibility for their actions. We want them to be global citizens and digital citizens. And so here are many of the life skills that we want students to walk away with when they graduate from the grade 8 course. We want them to be problem solvers. We want them to have communication skills. We want them to be, critical thinkers and be able to analyze. And believe it or not, whether this is science or math, these are skills that overlap any subject. So this is going to be the basis of what we want to make sure that the students acquire as they progress in the year and even assess. So what is a KUD? As you know, ASA is now a standard-based learning school, which means that we focus on 3 categories, which are what the students know, which are the contents, what the students understand, which is the big ideas, and what they can do. And what students can do is basically the scientific practices. And we focus on what students can produce at the end of a unit based on the knowledge that they've acquired and their big understandings. So in a science classroom, what do we want students to do? We want students to analyze, to be critical thinkers. We want students to inquire and to ask questions and to plan investigations. We want students to create models that they can analyze. We want students to develop really good communication skills. And so here are the 4 learning targets that students will be assessed in the science classroom. Also, it's good to know that this scale will be used for both summative and formatives. And so making sure that students are familiar with how they will be assessed, whether it's in a daily basis or on a unit. It's good for students to understand that we want them to aim for proficiency and making sure that they meet the learning targets. And then throughout the year, we'll be able to see their progress. How can students be successful in the science classroom? Well, even as a virtual learner, being an active classroom participant is very important. It's part of the learning cycle. So just turning in your summatives and formatives is not really enough. We want students to be a part of the learning process that happens in the classroom. And sometimes that happens in a great discussion that we have or a great reading that we then reflect on. And so being active members is really, really an important part of learning and making sure that they stay on track. Asking clarifying questions. We want students to take ownership over their learning. We want them to reach out to teachers and make sure that they understand the instructions, they understand what they're asked to do, and most importantly, that they understand the concepts that are taught in class and be a self advocate. It is important that they take time to organize their workspace, to manage your time, to check out Google Classroom periodically and make sure that they're keeping up with their assignments. I also like to encourage for students to create study groups. It's a great way to receive support from their peers. And the 3 R's: revise, review, and reflect. That is something that is an ongoing process for middle schoolers. But if we can speak the same language in school and at home, then it's something that we can work together on and making sure that our students are successful this school year. Thank you so much. I hope that this information was informative. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to me and email me. Thank you.